Mudville, Part 2. Bottom of the ninth. And this game will never be called 'cause of rain. Not now, not ever. Not by any of these umps. They gotta live here after it's over. They got wives and kids and houses and family pets. Not in the bottom of the fucking ninth with the home team down 4-2 with a tie-in run on second and mighty Casey the winning run standing at the plate like a goddamn colossus. It could start raining frogs, blood, lightning bolts, for Christ's sake, silver dollars, virgins. This game will go on. If they try to stop it, if one of these men in blue even looked askance at a storm cloud, some sniper in the bleachers, some descent into that brigade of Georgia sharpshooters who held the bridge at Antietam, who shot the sideburns off old Ambrose Burnside, will blast this umpire's brains all over the infield. This game will go on. God damn it. Let the heavens fall. This is baseball, the way it's played in the South, in Arkansas, in goddamn Mudville. The ball itself is barely recognizable, oblong like a gibbous moon, like a dented cranium, like a mud-stained bladder of some disemboweled goat thrown about by this mud-caked tribe of Neanderthals. And it was them who invented fire in baseball, not Abner Doubleday, not Albert Goodwill Spaulding, although he did make them fine little leather mittens with the opposable thumbs, ideal for catching disemboweled goat bladders in baseballs. Except for days like today, when everything is soaked to the marrow of the very marrow itself, and the players stand around like mudmen, like golems, conjured up from God's brown, gloppy quagmire. Collins, the pitcher, stands at the mound with plague in his eyes. He oozes fever and pestilence from every pore. He wants to fling his sweat at these people in the stands like a contagion and watch them all die suffering miserably with erupting pustules and bloody eye sockets. He rubs up the ball, what's left of it, with mud-stained, blistered hands, with great gobs of spit and mucus and tobacco juice, and oil from his greasy hair, and every manner of viscous discharge. And he even turns from home plate and blows his nose on the fucking thing as he gets ready to face Casey, that muscle-bound, whistling Dixie southern polecat who he'd as soon shoot in the head with a scattergun as throw a strike. And in the rain, this humidity, this brutal southern summer heat that refuses to be washed away by something as mild as a torrent, the breath appears as clouds from everyone's mouth, like mist or fog or some meteorological anomaly from every spectator. This cannonade of abuse aimed at Collins as if he were Fort fucking Sumter. Every breath, every word, every expletive undeleted like puffs of gunpowdered smoke from Teuton Beauregard's artillery. Fuck you, Collins, you goddamn Yankee bastard! A lowering sky as God bends down closer. So close they can smell his fart-stained asshole in the bleachers, the cheap seats, the peasants, the groundlings, the poor-ass sons of bitches who were always the first to go. Come on, Casey, you sumbitch! From every mouth comes cheers and abuse till it rivals God's thunder. Flynn has his sights on home now. He yells at the catcher. He points to his muddy spikes and he rips his finger across his throat. The message is clear. The third base dugout ready to explode. Everyone with bats in hand ready to charge the field and beat the Mudville Nine to death if Casey gets a hit. The umpires with the nearest exits in the corners of their eyeballs. The infield threaten to murder Casey's entire family if he even so much as swings at the ball. The Mudville Nine at the edge of the first base dugout with things like blackjacks and brass knuckles in their hands, and that one Louisville slugger with a rusty nail driven right through the sweet spot. God can barely concentrate now over the din. He can't even hear himself think, and he aims a thunderbolt at Casey, since he hates the fucking South even more than he hates the fucking North. But his aim is off, and his ass hurts real bad, and he hits the billboard in right field, the one for Bandon's Miracle Elixir, and it explodes in a flash of smoke and fire and splintered timber. God damn! Do you see that? Comes the cry, and God says, shit, as he recalls the good old days of Sodom and Gomorrah when he could still throw a thunderbolt worth a damn. Eat shit, Collins! Burn in hell, you Yankee son of a whore! Get a hit, Casey, you bastard! And from the bleachers comes a shower of paper cups filled with beer and spit and piss, aimed at the left fielder, then the center fielder, then the entire outfield, until 1,000 cups of beer and spit and piss litter the mud-soaked grass as Casey looks out from home plate, standing witness to what looks like Judgment Day. Another thunderbolt hits 14 rows back in the bleachers and wipes out the entire male side of the Bennett clan as God smiles to himself. No great loss, the Bennetts. Every last one of them, toothless, red-haired sons of bitches, all the way back to Angus Josiah Bennett himself, that sheep-gut-eating, good-for-nothing, rotten-toothed, laggardly, whoremongering scoundrel who stowed away from Scotland to Charleston for the First War with England, and began the Bennett's ill-fated dynasty in the syphilitic womb of the first New World prostitute he laid eyes on? Fuck you, Collins, you carpet-bagging, blue-bellied son of a shit-eater! And Collins glowers at home plate at Casey, and Casey glowers right back. He thinks of First and Second Manassas, of Chancellorsville, of his daddy's musket still over the mantelpiece with them notches still in the stock for every dead Yankee his daddy sent to hell. And Collins is next. The bastard. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. In this game will never be over, will never be called on account of rain, as the wind whips up, as God celebrates the last of the Bennetts, as the rain washes over in sheets that sting every face like buckshot, like the devil's spit. And the umpires pray to God, if and there still be such a thing. They look over their shoulders to the stands for that crazy-ass Southern man with the Kentucky long rifle, the great-granddaddy of that sumbitch on the grassy knoll some 70-odd years later. This game will go on, God damn it, till doomsday. And Casey grips that bat as if he can grind it to powder. His biceps swell beneath the sleeves of his uniform. And the Southern belles in the stands all want to have his babies. And the Southern men all want to buy him a drink. And some of them even want to have his babies. If they can do such a thing, if in this unholy and unnatural desire weren't frowned upon by most every God-fearing person in the civilized world, but that don't stop them from feeling this way nonetheless, and they'll surely be damned to some specially torment-filled part of hell by God as they imagine Casey's biceps all hard and oily in his steamy, firm buttocks. And finally, Collins goes into the stretch. He kicks out that leg of his, sending mud flying through the air like sploding claymores as he throws that goddamn waterlogged, greasy, godforsaken ball towards home plate. And for a moment, the crowd is hushed as that ball travels in its awkward, oblong trajectory, as water flies off its cowhide cover from the centrifugal force of its rotation, spinning on its axis like a world gone crazy mad run amok, Coriolis effect, Be damned! Like some goddamn planet out of orbit, heading headlong towards some calamitous conclusion. Strike one!